Hello everyone, welcome to That's Football for your latest transfer news. 3 weeks today, the transfer window closes. Are you happy with your club? We'll have a look at that in a minute. We've got some headlines to talk about. Yuri Tielemans, Man City have bought a centre-back. Also, the Super League returns, but not as we thought. We'll talk about all those things. Lots to get into, but first of all, as you can see, I've got my lovely QR code. We're sponsored by Manscaped. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. You can scan this QR code with your camera phone and it will take you straight to the website where you get 20% off and free worldwide shipping, or you can go through the link in the description. What is Manscaped? If you don't know what Manscaped is by now, then I'm very, very surprised. But if you don't know what it is, Manscaped is basically this. It's the 4.0 lawnmower. It's got a light that turns on so you can have a more precise shave. It's got adjustable lengths. It's got electromagnetic induction, so it will charge in its charge point without wires. But it's not for the shave up there. It's for the shave down there. Summer is here. Things could be getting hot. You might want to feel a bit fresh and bigger. Well, trim the grass to make the yard look bigger with Manscaped. They've also got the performance package where you can get deodorant, boxers, a travel bag, and more importantly, the weed whacker, which is for things like this. God, I haven't done it for a while. Bloody hell, I need to be careful doing that live. It'll get stuck. It's like Epping Forest up my nose. Anyway, fantastic products. They really are at Manscaped. Trust me, if you're a man and you want to get something to sort yourself out down there, up there and everywhere, then Manscaped is the product for you. I've been using them for ages. 20% off, free worldwide shipping. Links in the description. Use the code FOOTY or scan the QR code. It will take it off for you. You won't look back. You will look down and go, wow, check it out. Thanks very much to Manscaped. Right, let's get on with the show. So the first thing I want to talk about is Yuri Tielemans. We've had a bit of a mixed summer. I think on That's Football, it's been a very good summer. I predicted, well, I didn't even predict. I told you Raheem Sterling was going to happen before anybody else got it to Chelsea right at the start of June, and we were right. With Yuri Tielemans, very, very different. Very, very different indeed. Again, I was told very early on that Yuri Tielemans was a player that we wanted. Not that we wanted, that Arsenal wanted. And I was told that this deal will happen in the last few weeks of August. Now, anyone who's been watching our transfer shows over the summer will know this. I think as far back as the middle of June, we were talking about Tielemans to Arsenal. Some Arsenal fans don't want to believe it. I understand that. But Leicester, no, he's not going to sign a new contract and would take, apparently, £25 million. £25 million for Yuri Tielemans. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I thought he'd go for about 30. So it just shows you that that story is true. Leicester know he's going to go towards the end of the window. They're going to have to do something. I respect Leicester. They've got to do something. They're going to get a lot of money out of Fofana from Chelsea anyway, so it's not like they're going to miss out. But if Tielemans doesn't sign a new contract, they'd be foolish to keep him for the final year. We did it with Pogba at United. He was injured for most of it. He wasn't really interested because he's thinking about his move. When he's out of contract, it's a risk for them. Do they go into 50-50 tackles, etc.? Leicester are better getting the money they can for Tielemans whilst they can get it. And if it's to be 25 million, it's to be 25 million. Arsenal, Tielemans. That's what I've always been told for weeks and weeks and weeks. Arsenal, Tielemans. Tielemans wants Arsenal. Arsenal want Tielemans. Let's see what happens with this. All I would say is that whilst I expect him to sign for Tielemans, this is the transfer window where the late dash occurs. We've seen it with Rafinha, Arsenal, Chelsea, Barca. We've seen it with Koundé, Chelsea, Barca. We've seen it with De Jong, Man United, now Chelsea are in. So look, maybe desperate times, desperate measures. Maybe somebody swoops in desperately and says, we want Tielemans. I can't really see who. I personally think he'd do a great job for Liverpool. I mean, left field, I do think Liverpool need a midfielder, and I think he'd do a decent job for them. But Arsenal looking good for that, and let's see. But yeah, that's information we've had for a while, so let's see what happens with that. Could be heading the same way as the Sterling information. Very, very quickly on De Jong, Chelsea, weird stuff going on with that. Chelsea obviously pushing publicly to sign him. We're now hearing from, I think, the Telegraph that Chelsea haven't really received much encouragement from Barcelona or De Jong, despite them agreeing to deal with Man United. So I don't know what's going on there. You do sometimes get paper talk that's nonsense. I think Chelsea are in for De Jong. I think they've got a chance of getting De Jong. I think Man United have to get De Jong, but he'll probably bloody end up staying at Barcelona now. But Chelsea definitely are dealing with Barcelona for De Jong. That's not in dispute, and apparently they want Aubameyang as well. So I mean, weird relationship between Chelsea and Barcelona. They've gone for the same players. They wanted Azpilicueta, and Azpilicueta signs a new contract. They did get Alonso. All very weird, but one thing's for sure, Chelsea will be active in the window, won't they? I just want to shout out as well, Damsgaard to Brentford. I think this is a really good deal. They wanted Eriksen. Obviously, Eriksen's gone to Man United. But Damsgaard could be a better signing for Brentford than Eriksen, simply because bit younger, but also I think, permanent deal. Really, I think this is a really interesting signing for Brentford, and it'll be really interesting to see how he settles in there, because again, I would say Brentford for me are that team that could slip out of the league, but they'll probably defy logic with a fantastic manager and a great team work ethic. So good shout. Let's see how Damsgaard does. Man City are buying a left back, Sergio Gomez, and Anderlecht, Spanish left back, 21. I initially thought why, and then I remembered they wanted Cucurella. They didn't get Cucurella. He's gone to Chelsea, hasn't he? I was like, why did they need Cucurella and another one? But they didn't. He went to Chelsea. So I was so convinced that Cucurella was going to Man City. I think even Pep was. That quick deal that Chelsea did. Again, another Chelsea deal. Quick, swoop in. This is the thing about Tielemans. Arsenal, I fully expect it to happen, but there are loads of examples this summer of teams swooping in late, isn't there? So let's see what happens with Tielemans. But yeah, I don't know much about this Sergio Gomez. Left back, I think they've spent about 11 million quid on him from Anderlecht. He's clearly going to be a backup player, but, maybe Pep's unearthing another superstar of the future there. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But, yeah, that's another deal. And I think just before we talk about this Super League thing, what do you think about it? I want to see in the comments. What do you think about the summer transfer window for your team or other teams? I mean, as a United fan, absolutely catastrophic. 3 weeks to go, still haven't got a midfielder, still haven't got a striker, still haven't got a winger. I've only sold Pereira. Absolutely dreadful for a new manager and a new United. Arsenal, I think it's been a good window and a good start to the season. I still think you need to make a couple more signings, and Arteta's said that, so let's watch this space. I do think Tielemans will go there. Spurs, they've probably done their business, Spurs. I don't think they need to do anything else. I think they've done it early. It's now about bedding those signings in and getting some momentum going. Massive game against Chelsea on Sunday. We'll be doing a watch-along for that. Chelsea, look, they're going to be active, and they've been active, and they're going to spend a lot of money. The issue is for Chelsea, how quickly can these signings, forge together chemistry, and can they challenge for the title this year? It's a big ask. It's a big spend, but it's a big ask to throw loads of players together and be successful when the season's up and running. Again, Chelsea Spurs on Sunday, massive game. Liverpool, look, Sergio Gomez, Darwin Núñez came in very early. Obviously got the lad from Fulham. You can never write Liverpool off. They always find a rhythm and relentlessness that they'll be there fighting for everything. But I do think a midfielder would have helped. I really do think a midfielder would have helped. Maybe they would go in for Tielemans. Maybe. I mean, I doubt they will, but I think it would be a good shout. Man City, I mean, if Bernardo Silva leaves, have they got enough? Same as Liverpool. Have Liverpool and Man City got enough? I think they'll fight for the title, but have they got enough? We'll have to wait and see with that. And then, you're moving into the rest of the league. I think we're going to see a lot of desperation. Everton have got to do a bit of business. I still think Newcastle would like to do a bit of business. Villa probably finished. West Ham, done some good business, probably got enough. I'm getting to the point now as a United fan where I'm just like, we need so much to happen in the next 3 weeks. But I'm already looking at 3 weeks' time and going, good, shut it down. Let's get on with the season. Look forward to the World Cup. But there's a lot of work that United need to do, and I think there's still a lot of work that a lot of teams need to do. So I think it'll be a busy last 3 weeks. I do want to just talk about the Super League. Ridiculous that it's back on the agenda again. It's now coming in from Italian reports that they want a Super League without English teams in it. Well, this is like having an awards show for the best football vlogger. I'm not a vlogger, but it's like having an awards show for my category and me not being in it. No, that didn't really work, did it? But you know what I mean? It's like a Sunday roast without the meat. Vegetarians are happy, but I'm not. I'm a meat eater in relation to beef, chicken, pork. What else? Lamb sometimes. I'm not a big fan of lamb, actually. I find it a bit... Anyway, I digress. The point is, a Super League without Premier League teams, isn't it? In it, it's not a Super League. It's a boring league. So they can do what they want. I mean, the desperation for a Super League really does... The initial Super League came from Real Madrid. This Super League's coming from Serie A. There's a really big hint here. The Premier League is the best league in the world. It clearly is. We don't always win the Champions League. We don't always win the Europa League. But it's the best league. It's the most competitive. It's the most watched. It's the most watchable. It's entertaining. It's got really, really good teams in it. And I think sometimes the competitive nature of the Premier League sometimes damages our Champions League hopes. You know, I think if you're Barcelona or Real Madrid, it's between you two, and some games are not that intense. The Premier League is intense, and it's the best league in the world. The reason Italian clubs and Spanish clubs want a Super League is because they've messed up their own domestic league. That's not our fault. I never wanted a Super League. I like the Premier League. I like the Champions League. It's fine as it is. But the Spanish clubs and the Italian clubs, they're going to keep pushing for it because the revenue of the Premier League is destroying them. The Premier League rights keep going up year on year every time they... Sorry, not year on year. Every time they get renewed. Whereas La Liga and Serie A cannot compete with that. Well, that's their fault. They don't have what we have. We have a distribution of money that is fair. Much fairer than La Liga or Serie A. So the big teams in La Liga get the most amount of money because that's the deals that they do. In the Premier League, it's distributed far better. So you end up with situations where, you know, Forest, Fulham, Brentford can go and buy decent players. You know, they can buy good Serie A players when they're probably going to be a relegation candidate in the Premier League because the money's there. But the money's there because we've got an entertaining product. So that's what Serie A and La Liga need to do. But they want a quick fix. They want a Super League. They want to, you know, bypass the Premier League in record time and start getting that revenue. But it won't work. If a Super League started tomorrow with Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan, would Bayern Munich go in it? All right, Bayern Munich, Dortmund. But it would just become a European league. It wouldn't be a Super League. And I still don't think it would take over the Premier League. So they need to... I don't want to see these Super Leagues. Sort fucking La Liga out. Sort Serie A out. Serie A, when I was growing up, was absolutely fantastic. I've loved Italian football for years, but it has fell off. Because if you create a situation where rich clubs get richer and poor clubs fall behind, you don't end up with something like the Premier League. So that's on them. It's not on us. Stupid idea. Sort your own league out. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash a like. Lots to get your comments in the chat. And don't forget Manscaped. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Check the link in the description. The code is footy, or scan the QR code next to me. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe on the way out.